Hello there guys! For today's video, I'm going to show you how to create a classic Grand Theft Auto graphics in Photoshop. And also we will dive deeper into masking our subject, converting layers to smart object for applying smart filters like threshold, oil paint, and gallery filter, applying effects like stroke, inner glow, and lastly, creating a Grand Theft Auto text. So let's get started. So here in our document, I prepare here an image of our subject. And not only this, I also prepare here an image that we will be applying as its background. So the first step we're going to do here is we're going to create a selection on our subject. So to do that, select it on the background layer here on the layers panel. Go to the menu bar, go to select, under select, choose subject, and let Photoshop create its selection. And there you have it. Now let's check if it did a great job. All right. So there are part here that we need to add selection and deselect. So we're gonna make use of a polygonal lasso tool for that. Okay. So going to the toolbar, go to the third tool, first, second, third, right click on it, and find the polygonal lasso tool. For the options on top, I'm gonna tick on this second one. Okay. And then I'm gonna add more selection from this part. All right. Let's add more selection on the ears. Okay. Now let's deselect on this area. Press Alt, hold it, and then okay. I guess we're good with this. Now I'm going to zoom this one out. All right. Now once we already have this selection and we already fixed that selection, now I'm going to add a mask. So going here under the layers panel, find the add a mask icon. So just click on this, and there you have it. And by the way, if you find this video helpful so far, please consider subscribing to help YouTube algorithm show my videos to other nerds like us. Well, as you have noticed here, the graphics of this layer is not that well, but that's just totally fine because of the filters that we will be applying will fix that. Now, let's merge this layer. Okay, so from here, okay, so I'm going to right click on the thumbnail of this mask, right click on it, and then choose apply layer mask. So now it turns to this single thumbnail. Now the next step we're going to do here is we're going to adjust the position and the scale of our subject with the use of a transformation command. So let's bring that transformation command out. Press Ctrl plus T. There you go. Now let's drag those points out, and let's drag this one here to around something like this. Okay, I'm good with this, and then press enter. So now we're going to convert this layer into a smart object. So to do that, right click on that thumbnail and then choose convert to smart object. And there you have it. By the way, let's rename this one as our subject layer so that we won't be confused. Okay, the first filter that we're going to apply here is the posture edge. So where to find that? So select it on the subject layer, going on to the toolbar, go to filter, under filter, go to filter gallery. And these windows will appear. Where to find the poster edge? Okay, so actually it's under this artistic folder. Click that, and then find the poster edge. Okay, for the adjustments, going here on the right, I'm going to set the edge thickness to 0, the edge intensity to 0. For the posterization, set that to 1, and then select OK. All right, now we already have this effect. Now let's make it smooth with the use of a paint oil. So to do that, with that subject layer selected, again, go to the menu bar, go to filter, under filter, go to stylize, and then find oil paint. All right, so this one will appear. I'm going to set the brush to 5.0, from the cleanliness to 1.5, the scale to 2.0, and then untick the lighting, and then select OK. Alright, so once I did that, it already created an effect like this on our subject that looks more smoother. Now, the next step here is we're going to duplicate this subject layer. Alright, so to do that, with that subject layer selected, press Ctrl plus J. Okay, so from this subject copy, now under the filter gallery, I'm going to double click that filter gallery, and this one will appear, and then select OK. We're just going to do some adjustments here. So for the posture edge, from the edge thickness of this layer, I'm going to set that to 1. From the edge intensity, set that to 1. And then select OK. Now the next step here is we're going to apply the threshold. So with that subject copy layer selected, go to the image. Under image, go to adjustments, and then choose on threshold. Okay. So for the threshold level, now I'm going to decrease that for us to have those shadows. Okay. All right. So something like around 42% is good for me. And then select OK. All right, now we already have this one. Now let's change the blending mode of this. So select on that subject copy layer, go here, just click this arrow down, and then select on multiply. So once I did that, it already created like this. So it's something like a GTA effect, isn't it? Now, the next step here is we're going to apply our background. So going to that image that we just prepared, yes, this one, this image of this beach, I'm going to press V and click and drag that on our original document. So there you go. All right, so let's just adjust the scale of this. Press Ctrl plus T, and then let's drag those points out. Okay, and then I'm good with this position. Now press Enter. Okay, so from this layer, let's rename this one as our background. Okay, and then let's click and drag it under the subject layer to here. All right, so there you go. Now let's hide first our subject layer. Okay, I'm gonna hide the subject copy and the subject layer. Now let's apply the things that we just applied here from what we did in the subject. So to do that, with this background layer, let's right click on it and then convert it to smart object. Now go to the filter on the menu bar. Under filter, go to filter gallery. So from the poster edge, yeah, select on the poster edge, set the edge thickness to 0, edge intensity to 0, posterization to 1, and then select OK. All right. Now next up, I'm going to go to filter once again, find the stylize, and then choose on oil paint. Okay, so let's stylization to 5, cleanliness to 1.5, scale to 2.0, and then select OK. All right, now it created some effect like this. Let's duplicate that. Press Ctrl plus J. Okay, now from the filter gallery, double click on that. Select OK on this part. And then from the poster edge, set this one to 1. Edge intensity to 1. Posterization to 1. And then select OK. Let's do the threshold. Still selected on that duplicated layer of our background. Go to image. Under image, go to adjustments. Now find threshold. Okay, and then let's decrease this one into around 59% on this part, and then select OK. Right, and then for the blending mode, change that to multiply. Oh, now let's make the subject and the subject copy layer visible now. Okay, now look at that. We already created this effect. Now, I'm going to select, I'm going to adjust the position and the scale of this subject. So I'm going to press on the subject copy, press Control and hold it, and then click on the subject layer. Press Control plus T for the transformation command. Okay, and then let's drag those points down to decrease the size of this to something like this. Right, and once you're good with the position, just press Enter. All right, now actually that is already looking good, but we're going to add here some effects on it. So from the background, so I'm going to select on that background copy layer. Yes, this one. All right, now I'm going to create a new layer. Yes, this one. Select on the create new layer icon. Okay, and then I'm going to the gradient on the toolbar. This one. Okay, so from the options, click here. Under basics, select on the second one. And then for the color stop, click on that. I'm going to choose on color orange. Okay, so to create a warm looking effect. And then select OK. All right, now everything's done. Select OK. Now with that layer, I'm just going to click and drag, starting from the bottom, going up. Okay, now we already have this kind of effect. Now from this layer, I'm going to change its blend mode to overlay. So look at that, it created this effect. And then for the opacity, I'm gonna set this one to just 60%. All right, I'm good with this. And the next up here, we're going to add stroke on this subject. So going here from the subject copy layer, right click on that and choose blending options. And this layer style will appear. Now go to stroke, click on that. Right click on the stroke for the adjustments of size and color. So from the size, I'm gonna set this one to 5. From the position, set that to outside. From the opacity to 100%. For the color, I'm gonna set this one to color black and then select OK. Alright, and then once you're good, hit OK again. Alright, so we already have this kind of effect. And another thing here to add on will be the text layer so that it will look like it's obviously a GTA effect. Okay, so to do that, I'm going to the menu. Okay, so to do that, I'm going to the toolbar, go to the text tool or the type tool, click on that or press D for the shortcut key. And yes, let's click it on our canvas. Okay, now let's type first our text here. So let's say Grand small g, big letter R, Grand Theft Auto Effects, let's say. I'm gonna select all those texts, and then from the font, I'm going to set this one to price down. Okay. All right. For the color, go here on the right side, click on the color, then choose white. All right. Now the next up here is we're going to adjust the scale of this text. So I'm going to click on that text layer, press Ctrl plus T, and then let's drag those points out. Okay, to something like this. All right. Then press enter. Okay, now the next step here is we're going to add stroke on this text effect. So right click on the text layer, go to blending options, go to stick on the stroke. All right, now look at that. It created that effect. Cool. Okay, so from the stroke, I'm going to set the size to 5. And for the color, also to black. Okay, and then for the position to outside, opacity to 100%, then select. Okay, and look at that. We already created this Grand Theft Auto graphics in Photoshop.